Monday, February 19th, 3:07 p.m. New York time. The US dollar, the buck, Department of Bureau of Printing, Engraving and Printing. Yep, .gov, the official website. Currency, again, the BEP prints billions of dollars, referred to as the Federal Reserve notes. Yep, they have two locations. You go in tours in them. Washington, D.C., I don't know why they say that, because I recall it was in Virginia. Maybe they moved it. Maybe I was told wrong a long time ago. And of course, the one in Fort Worth, Texas. Two places where they print the paper currency. Public tours offered in both of them. And the U.S. Mint, where they print the coinage, fabricate the coinage. Been to that one. Philadelphia. Yep. They didn't give out samples, neither there. Well, they did. You paid for them. Yeah. So again, I mentioned the paper you may have in your pocket, your wallet. Maybe you have it in a tin can. Maybe you have it in your mattress, hidden somewhere in your floor, your walls, ceiling, outside in a duffel bag. Maybe, who knows where you got it, or in a bank. And then there's the US dollar that trades in the financial exchanges, the futures exchange, as well as the equity exchange. And you could trade those. You could invest in them long term. So in the futures exchange, being more than one just futures exchange, the US dollar trades on the ICE exchange that happens to be out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yep. Again, not all brokers offer access to the futures. That'd be your due diligence to make sure your broker offers it. But you can also trade the stock ETFs. So again, this is the US dollar index listed on one exchange. There's different exchanges that list the US dollar index, but this is the main one. US dollar index, again, keyword index, US dollar has several currencies in it. That gives it the weighted average. Mostly is in the euro, 57%, second Japanese yen, 13% plus, British pound, the third one, 11%. And then when you start getting down to the single digits, Canadian dollar, less than 10%, Swedish krone, less than 10% in the Swiss franc. Yep. So that's the diversity of the US dollar index. That's old school. I think they should update it, modernize it, maybe include a few other ones, such as the South Korean currency, yep, and some other ones. Maybe the Brazilian currency too. But that's how this index is right now listed. So you could buy these, trade these currencies individually. They have stock ETFs. That's where you can trade in the futures market. Or you could just buy the US dollar index that has these. And because we're current modern times, you could trade stock ETFs that are bullish or bearish. I'll go deeper about that. Again, this is the futures index. So there's financial institutions that create ETFs, ETFs being exchange traded funds, aka another word for equity, and they're publicly traded. So you could get them on the exchanges. When I say exchanges, stock exchanges. So one of the companies, maybe you heard of, maybe you have a 401k, an IRA, or something like that, that has invested in funds from a company called Invesco. Invesco, they've been around for a long time. Long time. I used to use them a long time ago. So they have many financial products right here, all the products, many different ones, such as some of them, again, traded on stock indexes. They call them their financial instruments, ETFs. Again, their ETFs are listed on exchanges. So one of them being US dollar index bullish fund. Again, the company puts their name in front and they're saying what it is, the US dollar index, and it's bullish. So when the underlying stock futures goes up, the stock ETF goes up. Well, there's also people that are contrarians and they're bearish. So they want the opportunity to trade bearish. So here's one that's the bearish again. the inverse, stock symbol, ticker symbol, uniform delta November for the bearish one, and the bullish one, uniform papa right here, ticker symbol. One of the differences between the futures and the stock ETF are the exchanges and the hours they trade on. Yep. The futures exchange opens Sunday night and trade all the way through till Friday close, where your stock exchanges Monday through Friday. Just like today, federal holiday, they're closed. Here's another website, Yahoo Finance, stock symbol UUP. And now the stock symbol UDN, bearish one. Again, limited information they're going to tell you on here. On Yahoo, they do tell you more if you pay up. Again, do your due diligence. Right there it says, Vesco, let me know who manages it, who created it. Go straight to their website, get more information, more detailed. That's interests you. Let's go look at the charts. The US dollar index. We're looking at a 5-year chart, 5 years of history. And each candle, these are candlesticks, represent a week. So again, market cycle. There are several things referring to market cycles. Distribution. There's more selling than buying. Markdown. Prices are declining. Accumulations. People buying. Markup. Prices going up. History repeats itself. Wash. Again, 5 years of history here. Look what's currently happening now. The US dollar is below the high of last year and above the low of last year. And here's the high of 2022. I need to extend that out. Don't need to, but I want to. There we go. I want to see longer history. 10 years. There we go, 10 years. Back to the 5 years. Currently, prices are going up right here. Zoom in. So this past week, US dollar index made a new high for the year. Still below the high of last year. There's the low of this year, and it went up. See this here? A lot of consolidation, big wicks on the top, big wicks on the bottom, huge consolidation, and then sell-offs. And the markdown. Notice this red candle here. First red candle for the year. Again, each of these represents a week. It's the first red one of the year. It's on the top of a trend, a big wick on the top of it, shadow wick, till, different names people call it. And these other parts are called the body. Yeah, these long things protruding from the top and bottom. Some of them are not long, some are small. Some people refer to them as tills, shadows, wicks, whatever you want to call it. Again, the top and bottom of each of these candles represents the high and low for that particular period of time, which again, each of these represents a week. Red candle simply means it closed lower from where it opened that week. Green candle means it closed higher from where it opened. And yellow candle means the open and close are the same for that week. But again, all those price ranges above and below occurred for that whole week of time. So here, these two candles, huge wicks on the top, buyers bought up there, and more buyers were selling, rejected it. And there's a correlation, typically US dollar, when the Federal Reserve, aka the central bank, raises interest rate, typically strengthens the US dollar. So you see an increase in the dollar. Vice versa, when the Federal Reserve, aka central bank, lowers interest rates, it typically reduces our dollar. US dollar is one of the safe haven currencies too. And a lot of people are going to the US dollar for safe haven at times. They may not want to hold the peso. They may not want to hold the yen. They may not want to hold the euro. They may want dollars. Or sometimes they want to be out of the US dollar. So again, this is the US dollar futures. Again, not all brokers offer you access to see it. Remember I told you there's stock ETFs? So here we're looking at two charts, grids, left grid, right grid. Left grid is the US dollar futures, which trades again Sunday night to Monday. And then there's a stock ETF that trades Monday through Friday, 09:30 to 4 p.m. New York time. So when this is trading overnight, the dollar futures, there's price action occurring. And since the stock does not trade 24/7, well, there's prices that don't occur. So if this is going to, again, the US dollar was closed for the federal holiday, but again, the US dollar will be opening tonight, start trading tonight at 6 p.m. and the stock starts trading at 9:30 tomorrow. So all these prices could be occurring here, and that's why you have these gaps. Because all these prices were not filled in yet. Yeah. So again, this is a daily, weekly chart. Let me put it on a daily. Well, actually, let me finish this. So the point is here on the weekly chart, you can see they're both similar. Trending up, new high for the year right here on the stock ETF. And of course, new high for the futures, just to show you this comparison. Now let's look at those bullish and bearish stock ETFs I showed you. I showed you the bullish stock ETF is UUP, and the bearish one is UDN. So since the US dollar is going up, the US dollar futures here going up. Of course, the bullish stock ETF is going up. And then it makes sense the bearish stock ETF is going down. Great opportunity is you could trade both or either one. And you can make it as an investment. Yep. Let's look at the long term. Long term here, just based on the 5-year futures. So if you were bearish, you could have made money on the decline, the stock ETF. If you want to do long-term investing, you could do dollar cost average. Certainly you could switch from one to the other. If your opinion changes, close your position, sit in cash, or go into the other one. Yep. And these are the current prices. Last trade, when the last traded on Friday, the bullish one, $28.09. The bearish last one was $17.95. So if the US dollar UUP or the stock futures start declining, going down, well, then the bearish one starts going up. If you put a bearish trade on, instead of shorting UUP, you simply buy UDN. So if you're bearish the US dollar, you buy UDN, Uniform Delta November. And as it goes up, you have what's called gains. And if you close your position when you're having gains, well, then you have what's called profits. You don't have profits till you close your position at a higher value than what you bought it for. So looking here at the higher time frame, just showing that there's some concern here and reason why you may see the dollar decline. And there's some sweet spots. One might be looking for the dollar to go to, the upside or downside. And diversification. Well, the US dollar index I showed you is very diversified. Yep, very diversified. Now, if you don't want to trade the US dollar, if you want to trade one of those single currencies in it, you can do that as well too. They have stock ETFs. Nothing wrong with including in part of your long-term investment, the US dollar index. You just decide on your own. Your opinion, not some talking head on a TV station or blog or any place. You make the best judgment. If you decide to manage your own money. Again, stocks are not just corporate companies, but you could also do, again, stocks that mirror the US dollar. That's a diversified portfolio, not even just the stock index or the stock ETFs diversified. I like to show you at different currencies. So nothing wrong with including US dollar ETF in your index.